It's about 5 p.m. on Friday, April 5th, 2024, and I'm out here with the sheep. And we got the lambs, the ram lambs that were neutered. We got them out of the pen now, so they're with their mamas. So everybody's a little bit quieter, a little more calmer now, a little bit happier. I did put some water out on the far west side of the field. I don't know if they're going to find it, to be honest with you. This field's so big. Hopefully there's some way that they can tell each other that they found water. But I don't know what to do about that. So the weather right now is about 80 degrees. There's a gentle breeze blowing from the south. It looks like we might have some stormy weather coming up for this weekend. And as well on Monday, there's a small chance of a storm. And Tuesday, there's definitely going to be a storm. But Monday is Eclipse Day on April 8th. That's probably when you're going to see this video, or April 7th, if you see this video when it first put up. But so that means there's probably not going to be any eclipse to see, but it will get darker definitely. And anyway, that's that for that. So not much to report on the sheep. I have to get those tags. I forget what they're called, but they come from the USDA, and I'm supposed to tag the sheep when I sell them to another property. Now, some people, I'm going to watch Hindungi here. This is kind of scary what Hindungi's doing. I just let Hindungi out of the pen too. But you're supposed to tag the sheep before they leave the property. And what I'm going to do, I just ordered, because I need an applicator. I don't have an applicator. They're like $28. So I decided to spend a few extra dollars and get the tags, and then $20 in shipping. Ridiculous, right? So it ends up being like $60 for 200 tags. You do the math, 30 cents a tag. But I'm going to have, it's going to be color coded. Yellow ones are going to be for the girls and blue for the boys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tag those lambs when they're first born with my tags. And then when I move them off the property or register them for, being purebred St. Croix, which is probably something I need to get on the ball on too. But when I register them, then I'll put the tag on, The concern is that the tag will fall off, right? And those numbers are like how you track the sheep. So, and I know you're supposed to put the tag on when the sheep is born, but I'll use my own tags and then just tag them when I sell them. So that's kind of the plan. I really don't want to use tags on the sheep. I was hoping to do something more like, with chickens, where you just have a bunch of sheep, and then from time to time you go through and pull a bunch out and sell them. One more topic I wanted to talk about is I found this article by The Shepherdess. The Shepherdess is another YouTube channel. I highly recommend her. She is in a similar area to me as far as I can tell. She's in Northeast Texas as well. And she has a lot less acreage. I think she's working on 15 acres or something like that, but it's a lot less than 60. And she found profitability through sheep, raising sheep, right? And one of the things that she talked about as well is that, you have to have more than one business if you're a farmer. You can't just farm. So farming is one of the businesses you do, and you have to have other things. And in her case, I think she sells books and she sells products and stuff and some other things, which is a really good idea. But with the sheep, she made a terrific point. And I think that based on her math and her ideas, she's absolutely correct, right? And so her point was that St. Croix is known to be the most parasite-resistant sheep and perfectly suited for this climate. But the drawback is the St. Croix is small, right? And because the St. Croix is small, when you go to sell your meat lambs, people don't want them. They're not going to get a good price, right? And so either you hold on to them until they're fully grown and try to sell them as lamb, but you can't because they're almost a year old at that point, right? Or you just accept the fact that they're not going to get as good prices, right? The number one top sheep right now in America for making money is Dorper, right? The problem with Dorper is they're very susceptible to parasites, right? And so if you run Dorper on your land, no matter how good you rotate and everything like that, there's going to be parasite problems, right? And so when I went through and checked all the eyes of the sheep, my St. Croix sheep, they all had like red or deep pink eyelids, but all the other sheep were pink or white. There was a couple that were white. I was like, that sheep's not doing well at all, So my goal is to make a system where the parasites won't be an issue, right? and by interrupting the life cycle of the parasites. Right now, shepherdess uses anti-parasitics, but she only targets the ones that actually have parasites, and she has like a whole formula that she follows, making sure that she takes advantage of what the chemicals do and the type of parasite, blah blah blah. Right. My plan is to do the Greg Judy route. Now she mentions Greg Judy, and she says you have to understand that Greg Judy is running like 2 acres for 1 sheep, right? But on her situation, she wants to run 2 sheep per acre, right? She has enough forage for it, and she doesn't run cows because cows don't make money, right? So that's something that I need to think about too. Is I'm planning on running like 2 acres, 2 sheep per acre, if not 4 sheep per acre eventually, along with cows, right? So I'm going to be a lot more aggressive in the grazing than she is and Greg Judy was. And the plan is that if I can keep the parasites under control so the losses due to parasites are minimal, and at the same time produce a meat sheep that I can bring to market and sell and get good prices for, So, originally the plan was, I'll just run St. Croix and I won't have to worry about parasites at all. But now that I've decided to run Dorper with the St. Croix ram, and one day I might get a Katahdin ram or a mixed ram from somebody else's flock and bring that in. But yeah, that's a major concern that I'm thinking about right now is like, what am I going to do with parasites? Because I have parasites. I can't lie to myself any longer about it. So, the sheep look fine on the outside, but their eyelids tell a different story. And I'm not going to put anti-parasitics in them. So if they die from parasites, they die. And I'll just haul them off to the back corner and, let the crows, the vultures get them and the critters and stuff, or maybe turn them into dog food or something, but I'm not going to put those chemicals on my pasture. I'm not going to interrupt the natural life cycle. And if I lose this whole flock to parasites with just a St. Croix remaining or something like that, I'm actually okay with that, right? So I'm prepared mentally, I'm prepared financially for losing the whole flock this year or next year, right? I don't think that's going to happen. I think that the more I run them on fresh ground, the less, the longer they are from feed and the more they are in grass, and the taller the grass and the more careful I'm about not bringing them to land that still has active parasites, I think we should be pretty good. I think especially because the cows plus the sheep, you can see the cows on the horizon there, having them offset by 3 weeks, 180 degrees from each other in the rotation, I think that's going to have positive effects, right? So I'll keep you guys posted. If I do lose a sheep, I'm going to say it's parasites, so especially if I can't see any visible wounds or something like that. So guys, that's my plan. It's a big risk. I'm going to see what happens. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.